2012, man, it was as soon as 2012 hit, T.I. dropped the mixtape, Fuck the City Up. I feel like he fucked the city up because when you ride to it, it's like he's really fucking the city up. He's doing everything detrimental. You know what I'm saying? On the mixtape, you know, he's really going in. Some people, you know, the first time I listened to it, there was a couple tracks that I was like, really, T.I., you're not doing that. You know, I see the show, nigga. I watch the show. You're not really, you know, doing that. But at the same time, you have to also understand that he's represented for the guys that do that. Because there's still guys doing that, because I believe that he was doing that when he was really in his trap days and he was younger and doing all that crazy shit, talking about riding in Impalas with 4 bitches in the back. I believe that, and there's probably dudes out here doing that now. So he's a representative for them guys. But overall, I really like the mixtape. The mixtape was dope. I think my biggest downfall about the mixtape was the beats. It was just way too commercial. It was like that Beat Billionaire, you know, almost that raw. It's like everything that you hear on the radio wise, the beats was like that. And I'm not saying I didn't feel it, because the shit bang, but I don't know. I just felt like it was too commercial. But I'm definitely looking at it.
What you want? How you gonna say T.I.'s beats are too commercial?
I'm just saying the mixtape, everything was that way. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to hear?
On the mixtape, it's called Fuck the City Up, right? He didn't really have too many introspective songs on it. Like how he came out with Here You Are. I know that's not what this is for, but what I'm saying is I like that T.I., and I'm saying I like the mixtape. I bumped the mixtape.
But the beats,
it's just a little too everything that everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't divert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he will, and that's especially with the mixtape, because you know it's T.I. You know, overall, I mean, I think, you know, it was basically just his reintroduction to the world of hip hop. You know, he's been featured on a lot of people's stuff, and now he said, you know, he wanted to put out a project. I think the concern that a lot of people had when T.I. went to jail, and then, you know, upon his release was, well, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to rap about? You know, what are the topics you're going to cover? Because really, can you honestly cover those topics anymore? And T.I. is coming out saying, yeah, I will, fuck you guys. And this is kind of what you have, man. I think this is just T.I. just coming back and saying, yo, 2012, I'm coming with it, and this is what I'm going to bring. I'm going back to what I know and what I do. And that's the thing that I picked up from this mixtape, man. I picked up, like, you know, he had a lot of, like, it really went all the way back to how he was back in the day when he first hit the scene. You know, he had some of those old, he had some of those old flows on it. Man, as you know, he covered some of the old topics. The beats were still in line with that. You could take this mixtape and drop it in 2000 and early 2000. So this is what it is to me. So I don't think there was a problem with the beats. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. It didn't do much for me, but you know, I understood what it was. I had no problems with it. No problem with it.
I'm surprised. Am I the only one? I mean, I don't even like that kind of shit. I like this mixtape a lot. Cause I liked it better than his last 2 albums. My issue with T.I. is I always like some of the songs in his albums, and then there's those other songs that are too commercial. Like, so like every album you'll have those songs where he's just like really spitting, and then he'll have those songs that I just don't want to fucking hear, like, you know, the ones that end up on the radio. But this entire mixtape, with the exception of the track with Nelly, I did not like that track at all. And I thought I didn't like the track one bit. And then the track, I know people are gonna hate me for this, but the track with Dr. Dre, I did not.
You don't like that?
I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't digging it. But the like, I'm trying to think of some of the
People was acting like that was the best song on the mixtape.
Fuck the City.
With Young Jeezy, the title track, was better than that.
Yeah, was better than Loudmouth.
Yeah,
I love
the one with Too Short, the joint with Too Short. Like, you gotta love Too Short, man. Like, Too Short.
I thought like the Dr. Dre song was one of the worst songs on the album.
It's not the best.
Yeah, you know, I think people were just interested in hearing Dr.
Because
Dre.
it's Dr. Dre and T.I. together.
Because when I heard they were working together, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy. But it was just like, But the rest of the mixtape, I really dug it. He has some good lines. He was going back to, like you said, that old school T.I. where he's really rhyming. And he's not just like, I think this is more him trying to rap versus trying to make songs. Because it's a mixtape. He's just like, I'm going to spit at y'all right quick and show y'all that I'm still, you know, the king of the South, right? But this makes me a little worried that I'm not going to like the album. Because I feel like he spent all his dope lyrics on this mixtape.
You know what though? I don't know, man. I think Well, you know what I think, because when Paper Trail dropped, I didn't like Paper Trail. You know, we all talked about that. You know, it had an obvious target, and it just didn't do anything for me. So this mixtape is him going back to his roots, and I think maybe getting away from, you know, from the stuff like Paper Trail. Yeah, it made him a lot of money, you know, and you know, it helped him out, especially when he was in jail. But you know, Paper Trail just it was very lackluster. It was had a very.
It started
popular
off good, and then it went
Same
bad
with No
real
Mercy.
quick.
No Mercy.
Yeah,
But No Mercy, I don't know.
Yeah.
if
But No
it's really
Mercy
how
felt
Mercy,
rushed, though.
It was.
I think that was the
felt
label,
rushed.
but I think that was the label putting something together.
Because he had got out the first time, and then he
And
made
he was
something,
right back.
and then went back in the
I
second
don't
time.
think
So
he
yeah.
really had a lot of input into No Mercy, so I really can't count that against him.
Shit, I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it's
He
still
should've put it out.
It's still an LP, right?
Or at least put it out as a mixtape.
Exactly, right. The album, I mean, the mixtape sounded redundant. I still enjoyed it though. It was still a good mixtape. I enjoyed it a lot better than his last 2 projects that he put out. But yeah, I mean, going back to what Ken was saying, he was saying like you felt that he was like back as far as what he was spitting. To me, I only got like three topics that he was mainly talking about was bitches, cars, and money, pretty much throughout the whole mixtape as far as the subject matter. So
That's
I
what we were talking about 15 years ago.
really, I don't think so.
Bitches, cars, drugs.
24.
Yeah, that,
Oh, my nigga.
but after a while, it was just like okay.
I mean, it was 30 songs on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It got boring after a while, like a little bit.
No
Yeah,
Limit.
they got a little
No
boring.
Limit mixtape.
Yeah, it got a little bit boring because it was so many tracks. If you'd have kind of trimmed it down to like about maybe 14 tracks or whatever, I would have been like, okay, cool.
I heard that track a long
enjoyed
time
it.
ago.
I did enjoy the mixtape. It just after a while, it was like, yeah,
She
shit.
had a lot of features too.
Yeah, like for a mixtape, if this is supposed to be you coming back, you know, after being out in the scene for a while, you know, if you're gonna make a mixtape, 14 tracks, make it all you. Make maybe 1 feature, you know, 1 or 2 features.
You do that for the album, B.
No,
Yeah,
man.
not for the mixtape. Because I'm sure he wanted to collab with as many people as he wanted to get back on the scene.
Right.
You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I want to hear T.I. I want to hear.
I feel you.
I want to hear a lot of features.
But I think it was like he said, it was called "Fuck the City Up." He's bringing all these like extra rappers, throwing them on these tracks, and like, look, we gonna fuck the city up. We, not just me, we gonna fuck the city up.
I want T.I.
I think I heard enough T.I.
Huh?
Because on every track, T.I. was dropping some dope
Right,
verses.
he was.
So I didn't have any issue with it. Like he like, I didn't think that.
He like short.
It was just like I was like,
Come on, B, you know your little like you like short
I was,
albums.
yeah, I was on.
I mean, yeah, but it's a mixtape.
I was on
Yeah, but
track 16, I was like, damn, this shit ain't no.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
to a
saying?
certain, I am with B. It was a long ass mixtape, probably because it was so many fucking tracks. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it was, you know, I don't think it really or really took away from the album, you know, that much. Man, yeah, I mean, if you guys been waiting for T.I. to drop and waiting to hear some T.I., pick it up, listen to it. I'm sure a lot of you already have anyway, but if you haven't, go scoop it up and check it out.
I'm ignorant, belligerent, a gangster and a gentleman. Ain't no concern. I'm DeJordan. I'm deliberate.
That's his final verdict right there. That's his final verdict. But yeah, man, copy, man. You know, if you been wanting T.I. to come back, man, you know, go ahead and download this mixtape. I just could have been without all the features, and it could have been
Shut
short.
your ass up.
So
I'm about to get
Man, the shit bump in the whip, goddamn. The shit bump in the whip.